Hello, Mallard. It's Monday. Do you think these guys think they're getting fed? They look hungry. They are gonna get fed, just not yet. I just went to see Captain America: A Brave New World, and I want to talk about it. Now, something you should know about me if you haven't watched me talk about movies before is that I'm generally not a super critical person. I go to movies to enjoy going to movies, and I tend to talk about the things that I do enjoy about them. So a movie has to be pretty bad for me to talk about it not being great, or has to like really not catch my attention in any sort of way. The other thing you should know about me is that I am a huge fan of Marvel. Like, I enjoy the MCU, but I also love Marvel comics, and I'm just a person who really enjoys Marvel as a franchise. And so you can take what I have to say about this film with that grain of salt, like knowing that I am a fangirl and will enjoy it a little bit on principle. My biggest complaint about this film is obviously there was not enough Sebastian Stan. That is my complaint about every Marvel movie that doesn't heavily feature Sebastian Stan. Actually, it's maybe my main complaint about every movie in existence that doesn't heavily feature Sebastian Stan. Yeah, we'll stick with that. But I did enjoy this film. I had a lot of fun. It's got like classic war film feels. I think that Harrison Ford was a really fun choice to play Thaddeus Ross, and that he takes on that role in like a really well done way. And it felt a lot like a Harrison Ford film, which I'm not upset about. I like Harrison Ford. I enjoy the types of films he's in, and his sort of like Air Force One, and I can't remember if he's in the like Tom Clancy ones, I think. Like the films based on the Tom Clancy novels, I think, are the other ones that he's in. But like that sort of like wartime president, wartime general kind of feel works really well for him. And I think that he gave a pretty solid performance in this film. There will be a lot of spoilers for Brave New World. So if you haven't seen it and you care about spoilers, don't keep watching. I really liked the way he played the character. I really liked kind of watching him fall apart over the course of the film. I thought was really interesting. I also really like Anthony Mackie. I have enjoyed Sam Wilson as a character since he appeared, and I like him taking over as Captain America. I think it's fun to see what they do and how they acknowledge that he like doesn't have the super soldier serum, and they pace that really well. And I like seeing a hero who falls down. It's one of the things I always liked about Black Widow too, is that she's just a girl. They also had a former widow as one of the characters, Ruth, in this, and I adored her. I adored her. I really, really liked her, actually. I hope she comes back because I thought that she was really fun. I liked her attitude. I liked the way they throw the widow stuff in. I really enjoyed overall how that character was portrayed. And I just had a lot of fun. Also, there was Isaiah Bradley in this, and I love seeing some Isaiah Bradley come back. And I think that there are some interesting like nods and potential for the future, because at some point Thaddeus does ask Sam to start the Avengers up again. And I'm interested in that. I'd be curious to see who he puts on that team and kind of how that goes. But it was like, it's a fun film. As far as building into the MCU, it does have little hints of past MCU stuff, but nothing like super heavy aside from needing to know who Thaddeus Ross is. But they give you like a little catch up on that at the beginning of the film if you're not sure and you're not like a Hulk fan and you don't know what's going on. And I thought that the action in this film was kind of fun. It's got a lot more of a like modern war film than any of the other MCU films. That's not really something we've done in the MCU before. Like, the first Captain America was a wartime film, but it was a World War II wartime film. And it honestly focused like a little bit more on like Steve going rogue than it did on actual warfare. And this was much more of a political intrigue film with some action, which I feel like is also kind of what Sam Wilson's Captain America has gotten into, because Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Captain America and the Winter Soldier series, also had a little bit more of that political intrigue, like a little bit more, I guess a little bit more spycraft too, but like a lot of actual politics. And I think that Anthony Mackie does a good job of being a little bit more of a political Captain America, because of like the way that they built Sam Wilson in the MCU and his like counselor background and his view on the world, and also like him being a Black man just puts a different kind of pressure on it. And I like that they're not backing down from that. And so I had a very enjoyable time in this film. I'm excited to see where it goes next. There are definite hints for Battleworld. I thought that Stern, who is the villain, was fine. He's a boring villain. Like a man who just like knows statistics and like tried to turn Thaddeus Ross into the Red Hulk, and then Sam talked him down. Like, the villain arc, not very interesting, but like watching Sam and Thaddeus's relationship was interesting. And it's more of a character-driven story, and I'm okay with that. I think that's happened a lot in like the current phase of the MCU, and I know that a lot of people don't like that. They miss the like beating heart plot-driven action, and we haven't necessarily had as much of that as we've had like character development. But I'm fine with character development, and I'm enjoying watching that happen. I also have enjoyed the side cast of characters in this. Giancarlo Esposito as, I can't remember which member of the Serpent Society side. No, I'm gonna say wrong. But one of the Serpent Society members. He's amazing. And so like, that was fun. I like the Serpent Society being part of it. I just think that there is a lot of fun side characters and a lot of good character development in this, and a little bit of a hint for a new Avengers team that potentially happen. And also obviously for Battleworld, because that was the next thing that seemed to be suggested, was sort of like that kind of vibe. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next with that. I have decided that obviously the MCU has become a lot about how becoming a parent might turn you into a villain, or that parenthood in general might turn you into a villain. We've had a lot of villain parents. We'll see if that holds out. Maybe that's been the MCU's theme all along. I mean, that was Thanos' problem. Parenthood. So it could be a problem for anybody, I guess. We'll see how that balances moving forward. But I am curious to see what they build from this, what they decide on the next Avengers team. The other thing that I noted is, you know who gets the most call-outs in the MCU, full stop? Ant-Man. Like, I don't know what it is. And I don't know if like all the writers have agreed that, haha, wouldn't it be funny if we just like mention Ant-Man all the time? But they mention Ant-Man all the time. Like, he just gets mentioned in the other movies just because. So like, go off, Scott Lang. You're doing great for yourself. Everybody likes to talk about you. No one likes to show you on camera, but they all like to talk about you. So I thought that was fun. If you've seen Brave New World, I would love to hear your thoughts, especially if you have different thoughts, or I know that this movie isn't necessarily particularly popular, especially among my friend group, so I'm like really curious to know what people think. And if you have thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow.